Hi guys, welcome back to Glowing Hour, where your host is just me, Mel, today. It's Glowing Hour, but it's really not because I'm just alone, and it is what it is. We're doing our solo episodes this week, and so you're in my bedroom if you're watching on YouTube or the video version of this podcast. Yeah, so welcome to my bedroom. It's a little weird. The windows are like right behind my like bed frame, I guess. And then also the one like right behind me. So I think like the way that I'm sitting is super weird and awkward. But I don't know. I didn't have another place to like record today. Usually like I can manage using like the living room or something, but it just didn't work out today. It's so hot. So I'm in my little AC'd room. So also if you can hear the AC, it's busting back there, busting a mission to make this room cold. So please excuse her. But anyway, but yeah, there's a few things in my room here because it's been so hot. Harley's crate has been in our room. So also don't mind the mess in there. Logan cleaned her room today, so it feels really nice. Anyway. Moving on. So little topics to talk about. So I'm kind of like just kind of doing a little bit of like a recap since the last time we spoke, which probably was my birthday. I might be wrong about that. Yeah, it was like a week after Coachella or something. And I was just like in this very like in the spirit of rediscovering things that I loved as a kid. And to that, I know like Sam talked a little about it in her solo recently. If you didn't watch that, go watch that after this or go listen to it after this. It was Wednesday's episode. But we both made like bucket lists. I think like this was like a little trend going on TikTok. And I finally was like, yeah, no, I had those as a kid. Like I definitely wanted to make the most out of my summer. And I would write down the things that I wanted to do that year. A lot of it included like beach, so, or like water parks because you're a kid, and like sleepovers at your friends. So I just wanted to run it back to those days and how much fun it was to have like a plan, not a set plan, but just like ideal things to do. I think as adults, sometimes we really get in ruts of like not knowing what to do with our free time because almost all of the other time we're focused on work and needing to make the next paycheck or whatever the hell. So it's been a very nice way to like look at something and be like, oh yeah, these are a bunch of ideas that we can do. And it's been nice. Like Logan and I made ours together because I did it for like a date night for us. And then Sam and Katie had made their own, but we kind of like are interchangeably like using each other's bucket list. But anyway, Logan and I put really like simple things on there, like eat a watermelon because, and honestly that alone, like I haven't checked it off, but I've already eaten like a watermelon and a half, like me and Logan alone. And so I just feel like that alone already like made me eat a lot more fruit this summer. And summer has been here for about a week now. It's June 27th, so it's just barely been a week. And we've already done a bunch of beach days. It's just been so nice. I feel like there's like a level of balance, obviously, of having like your real adult life and having a job, and then also like balancing that out with doing the fun things of like having a real summer. Because as an adult, you know, you're always told like you don't have summers anymore, but you know, you make your own time. And I think like making the most use out of like the weather out here, there's nothing like Southern California. I'm sorry. I'm sure you like probably have been to amazing places and I haven't. This is where I've been my whole life. No, but I'm joking. But like, I think it's just so nice to be able to do like either a mountain hike or the beach. And of course, like right now it's like really hot outside, but anyway, moving on. I just feel like that's like a kind of a piece of how I've been coming back to like these childhood moments or like things that I really enjoyed in childhood, which that was one of them. I still have yet to like figure out like the whole bathing suit situation, which I'm still gonna do. I think I'm gonna sit down and like just like draw out or like find pictures. My brother Christian had like photo what is it called, like not photocopied, that's the wrong thing, but basically like photo scanned, yeah, that's the word, photo scanned all of our like family pictures and put them on a Google Drive. So I think I'm gonna go and sift through some of that and just figure out like the stuff that I was wearing and enjoying as a kid, and just, I don't know, just doodle around with it. That sounds wrong. Anyway, but yeah, I haven't done that yet, and that's something that I still am looking forward to. Sam and I, obviously, if you've been here for a while, you know that we used to have a business together, and we just can't stop. I like literally keep bringing up this like idea we have. It has a lot to do with summer and with tanning and just like all of the things we're obsessed with. And it feels more fun than it did like with what we were doing in the past. But anyway, I don't know if it's going to come into fruition, but it seems like a fun idea, and it's fun to dream, and it's fun to just have like these like silly thoughts again. Yeah, I don't know. I'm really obviously excited for summer. This is like the fucking season. Me and Sam can't stop. Things we can't stop talking about are fucking Coachella and summer, like, and relationships and getting cheated on. Okay, those are 4 things. But that is what the basis of the podcast, if you needed a little synopsis. But anyway, it's just a big part of our personality is summer. We're like Ryan Gosling. My only job is beach. My only job is summer. So yeah. But anyway, it's been fun. It's been a good time. I'm really excited to see what the summer brings. I've already got 3 bug bites, so that's fun. One thing I don't love about summer is the mosquitoes. My legs are already beaten up. Some other things that have been happening in my life. I recently have been really feeling like disconnected from my friends, and that's not to their fault. I think life just gets really busy. My own life got really busy. I tend to sometimes, I guess, like prioritize my home life, and I don't even just mean like my relationship with Logan, but just also like just my home life, like cleaning my house, doing my laundry, just like doing chores and things that are like more like necessary over like, I guess, like making time for friends and really making that the forefront of my priorities, which I know that I like need to, because I think that is one of the biggest things that makes me feel sane, is having friendship time and like just really building on my connections with my friends. So it was kind of like haunting me a little bit for a little while, and I've had 2 different conversations with friends, and I wouldn't say we had like a friend fight, but I do think like it's important to upkeep those relationships, and definitely when you're having what you feel is like distance from a friend that you don't want to, I think it's super important to bring it up to them and like have a conversation and discuss how, and not like get into the, you know, the nitty gritty of like who did what wrong or whatever. It's just more so just being like, hey, I don't really feel prioritized, or hey, I just really would love to spend more time together one-on-one. I don't feel like we do that enough. I've had 2 separate occasions now where I've had to kind of like have that conversation with my friends, and none of us took it in a place where it didn't need to go, which is really amazing. And I feel like that really speaks volumes to how grown up we all are and understanding of each other's lives and how busy life can get. And it's no one's really like fault. It's just more so like you are creating an issue, and then you don't talk about it, and then resentment builds and so on and so forth. But yeah, it's been really just like a weight lifted off my shoulders to be like, hey, I really want to spend more time with you, or like I feel like I haven't been prioritized and I would love some more effort in our friendship. I think it gets really hard to have that conversation, because I don't know about you, but at least for myself, I feel like I've had, if you've been here for a while, I've had like some, I guess like some trauma with friends and friendship in like my childhood, where I've always felt like left out and not part of the group. And so I just like don't want to take that into my adulthood whatsoever. And so I've been really working on that. And just kind of more so taking the lead and wanting those connections has been really important for me. But yeah, I encourage you to go and talk to the people that, you know, you want to spend time with, and let them know that that's what you want. I was going to say is that, like, I don't know about you, but like, because of my like trauma in that way, I tend to get scared to be seen as like a high maintenance friend. And there's nothing wrong with being high maintenance. That's also not an issue. I think that's something that I also have to like unlearn, but I do feel like I don't want to be seen as somebody who requires all that attention and all of that time, because I don't think it's realistic for my friends personally. I just don't think that we're all in that point in life where we're grinding, trying to figure our lives out. People are changing careers. That's really stressful. People are trying to move out still. That's really stressful. You know, people are in their like dating world. That's really stressful. Like, I just think it's kind of unrealistic to be like, let's spend all the time together. But I do think there's like a balance. Like, I think, at least for myself, I could definitely prioritize my friendships a lot more, and that's something that I'm working on and something that I've communicated, and it just makes me happy to be well received in that way and communicated to in a way that like feels productive and feels like we are actually on the same page and moving towards just like building our relationship, our friendship. So yeah, a little other life update for me is we bought a house last year, and with that, we have been like doing small renovations with time or whatever. We've taken on the biggest project we've ever had, which is the backyard. And, you know, taking up concrete is no joke, but it did make me realize that, like, if a man can do it, how hard can it be? You know what I mean? Don't get me wrong, there's certain things that I don't want to do that I know that I can do. But it's like the concrete, it just made me realize, like, power tools seem scary, and they can be, you know, but if you like know how to work them properly, and it's just like learning DIYing. I'm in my DIY era again, which feels very childlike to me, which is fun. But we've been taking on this project, and we've like almost finished taking up all the concrete in the backyard, which is an insane amount. If you are a homeowner or you're currently redoing something, renovating something in your home or your apartment, kudos to you. That shit is not easy, and it literally takes up like so much brain space and also just so much of your time. So I applaud you. I guess like with that said, I like it taking so much of my time. I feel like I'm like in a period of my life where a lot of things are changing, and it's not like necessarily scary, but it does feel a little unsettling because I don't really know where to put my focus and my energy. I guess at like my energy and my time, like where what goes where and at what capacity and how many hours. Like, I'm probably making no sense, but like I just started and I'm like a few weeks into a new job, almost a month actually now, but it still feels so new. And like my previous job, I was very much like basically on call, like always available, always ready to go. But with that said, like it was really inconsistent hours. And so now that I have the other job, that new job, like that's very scheduled to the kind of weekly scheduled. And so I'm really having a hard time of like figuring out how to balance I need help with time management. There's so many things I want to do, and it's not like scary, crazy things, but literally just like sitting down to read, or taking myself out to a beach date, or going to see a movie by myself, like a matinee. I want to do all these things. I want to spend some more alone time. I want to put energy towards, like, how do I say this? Like my passions and the things that I haven't been able to because I've been so like worried about where my next paycheck is coming from. And I need help. I don't know how to do it. I've bought myself a planner, step 1. Step 2, like it's so crazy because I feel like when I was a kid, obviously when you're a kid and you're in like high school and stuff, and even in college, like you have such a set, like strict block type of schedule, like this time block is for this, whatever, either if it's classes or like, I don't know, after school programs or whatever, like it's just so time blocked, and I don't know how to implement that for like my adult life. Number one, because one of the jobs is so like up in the air, but I guess like I can have a little bit more structured time of like, I guess it would take me 4 hours to do this one thing that I need. Where can I put it in the, I don't know. I'm just like talking through, but I just really realized that I like don't really know how to manage my time all too well, because it's just so different. And like, I think I could do it with a normal 9-to-5 job, but this like, I don't know, it's just so crazy. And I'm also like having a lot more time to work from home. And so that also gets tricky, because then you feel like, well, I'm just going to watch TV while I, send a couple emails or whatever the heck. And then you're stuck sitting watching TV for 3 hours instead. And you're like, what the fuck just happened? Is that just me? Or am I just being like real and like, y'all don't want to say it? Because for real, like it's been hard. Or I'll get like stuck in a rut of like being on TikTok for like ever. I don't know. I feel like it might be time for me to, I don't want to say it, like delete TikTok for a little bit. But then I'm like, I want to be posting more, but like, how can I? And I feel like I need to get ideas from people, but like, maybe I just need to start making things. And I don't know how to do that anymore. Is anyone else having like this like conflict with themselves of like, you're a creative person, but you've been bogged down so much by like just trying to make money that you just don't even know where to put your energy or your time? Like, it's so exhausting. And now like when I'm having like a moment above water, I'm like, where am I? Like, what do I do now? Can anyone relate? I don't know. It's been kind of tough in that way, but I'm figuring it out. And I don't know. I really want to get to a place where like I feel good about all of the things that I'm doing in my life, and like prioritize my time, prioritize like, again, my friendships, my relationship. It's just like I've also been like making sure that I prioritize my family more. It's a lot to like all manage all at once, and no one ever tells you that, but then you just have to learn it. That's so crazy. Anyway, I just feel like stupid for complaining about not knowing how to manage my own life, but can you agree with a girl? Like, please. It's really difficult. And you know what? I'm managing. I'm making it through. So it's fine. But could it be better? Of course it could. It's crazy. I don't know. I'm currently reading a new book. It's called Milk Fed. If you can see it, it's on my dresser. Really excited to read it. It's kind of a touchy subject one, if you know what I mean. But it's a queer, like, focused book. So that's something also that I really wanted to dive into more, is just like reading more queer stories, just being more like involved with queer themes in all media sense, because I just feel like, I don't know, I feel like right now we're in a really cool place in the world where there's a shift happening for queer people, and it's really exciting. And I really hope that those who fought for like our rights in the beginning really feel like a sense of relief, seeing like all of these like amazing portrayals of queer media, because representation is so fucking important. Like, it literally is a crazy ripple effect, and I don't even know what it would have done to me if I had seen it earlier in my life. You know, my version of queer representation when I was growing up was watching Tila Tequila. So let that sink in. And that girl, she'd be on a different path these days. But anyway, that's a little catch up on my life. Hope it wasn't like boring. I hope it was like kind of interesting and you guys can relate to some of the things I'm going through. It might just be like a really big shared experience of being in your, oh my God, late 20s. I swear to God, we started this podcast being like in our early 20s, and like we're like, yeah, but we're gonna call it like, our theme is like the shit show of our 20s, because we knew we would still be doing this in our late 20s, and here we are, 27. Sam's almost 27. But yeah, so I hope this was fun to watch. I think me and Sam really enjoy doing these. It's fun to just like have a moment to just like directly talk to you guys and like kind of give you an update in a different way, because we do obviously give you updates and like you know a lot about our lives if you're listening, but it's different. It's a little different. I love all of the content we currently like have going and have been putting out in the world. So if you have as well, if you have liked it too, please go and make sure that you let us know somehow by, you know, I don't know, subscribing to our YouTube channel. Maybe you can follow some of our podcast pages on any platform that you're on, so like Apple or Spotify. And if you haven't given us a review on either of those platforms yet, please go ahead and do. It's really important and it really helps our podcast. And lastly, if you wanted to just go follow us on TikTok and Instagram, almost forgot the name of Instagram, please go ahead and do that. We post new content on there every single week. We give you reminders on episodes coming up, and sometimes we put some like little fun relatability things on there. And yeah, we just really like to hear your feedback. And that's it. I feel like I've said and but anyways, I'll catch you guys on next week's episode. Bye.